have bipolar and depression. That what you put into my head made me want to kill myself! Kill myself!
And you probably will. Welcome to Realism, ladies and gentlemen, the channel where we defecate on irrational thinking such as this.
They're gonna call me crazy because it's higher level thinking. But it's higher level thinking because you're thinking clearly, without greed, without ego. You fucking fell off of YouTube. How many fucking movies have I been in? My mentor is Tyler Perry. I just crushed the fucking world on July 15th. I bought my mama a house, Sam.
You didn't.
I bought myself a house.
If we understand that if in our thoughts, we tell ourselves there's no limits. However high you want to go.
So what you just said is that, like,
that was my message to J. Cole, because it's gonna happen.
That right there is gonna happen?
That was my manifestation. I'm declaring it to the world. People are gonna give this thought energy.
Life put me and Keem against each other. We were against each other. The devil was in the way. I bought myself a Ferrari. I bought myself a Range Rover. I've donated over $100,000 every single year to charity.
What's the words? What is it? Lose your ego.
FouseyTube, ladies and gentlemen, the omniscient human who's awoken and is gonna change the world. What's his master plan, you may ask? Well, he's gonna get rich through even more fallacy-ridden speeches and through ostensibly collabing with Drake and all the other superstitious artists of our time. Then he's gonna give all his fans the money like a true neo-Marxist, because that's worked so well through history. Now, it's not like he's got any other measurement of the probability of this, and his feeling that it's gonna come true, and his delusional belief that he can do anything you set your mind to.
They've been lying to the youth! Now it's time to tell the truth.
Here's the truth. Almost everything you've said thus far is utterly delusional and incredulous. If anyone are lying here, it's you. I'm sure a little message sounds very appealing to the flock of imbeciles you surround yourself with. The way that you rhetorically protect yourself under the umbrella of love works very efficiently to sway their little naive minds. But not me, and not anyone who's even a tiny bit skeptical and rational.
I'm spreading love. I'm asking you how was your day. I'm laughing. I'm smiling with you.
Not every question's happy. Not every question's happy.
Let me let you in on a little secret. Positivity, or love as you characterize it, is not actually good, because it doesn't produce good. Truth is the ultimate value, and it is through the discovery of facts that we can actually better humanity. It is not by saying things that are untrue simply to save each other's feelings. For example, it is not true that anyone can do anything they put their minds to. I know you like to think that, but it's a fallacy that I will dispel now. Take two bodybuilders, Adam and Tom for the sake of argument. They both strive to achieve one physique. Now we know from science that based on their genetics, they have a limit. There is a point each can get to which they cannot surpass. Now who's to say where that limit is for any of them? Adam, for instance, can have the potential to reach the goal he set, whilst Tom simply doesn't. It doesn't matter how much Tom tries or believes, he simply won't make it. And it's the same with any creative endeavor here in life. To say that anyone can achieve anything is merely wishful thinking that does not map onto reality at all. It does nothing but harm to lie to people about this. Rather, they should be taught how to deal with this reality. So when you stand high and proud and preach your message, realize that you're in fact laying the ground for incomprehensible anger in the future. These are kids that will grow up believing your message only to be met by a stark reality that does not reflect their beliefs.
You know what my next manifestation is? How about I share that with you?
Okay.
And I'm recording it and I'm gonna release this video on YouTube next week.
Okay.
J. Cole is in the Staples Center next month on August 23rd and 24th.
Okay.
It's a sold out show. I'm not gonna post a single thing on any social media, any tweets. I'm not gonna make any confirmations. I'm not gonna say anything outside what I'm dropping here right now for this right here.
Okay.
You guys aren't gonna see me, okay? After I post this video next week. I'm posting a video this Sunday, which is what happened at the beach. It's a motivational speech. Next week, I'm dropping one video and it's a message to J. Cole. And if I am not on stage on August 23rd or 24th, and before J. Cole comes out, I give the speech I intended to give on July 15th, okay? If I am not on that stage and he's on my side and I have my dog Dollar, because my dog Dollar passed away this week last year, so I'm doing this for him to fulfill the dream I promised him.
Not only can he predict the future, he's a dog whisperer.
On that stage, I promise you to walk away from YouTube, my whole acting career, wanting to do what I want to do in life, I'll live.
See, that would actually be an appropriate response to the humiliation you will face when this doesn't happen. But of course, he wouldn't do that, would he? He would come up with another paradoxical excuse like, God told me to come back, or God just didn't want it to happen, exactly as he did when his pathetic event failed.
No matter who tries to stop us, it's not a mistake. It was supposed to happen. Something bad could have happened at that event. God didn't want it to.
As Sam Harris would put it, this is how to play tennis without the net. First claim that anything can be done with the sheer power of thought. Then when reality demonstrates how this is a clear fallacy, add in a little detail. God's will. So basically, God lets you control things with your mind through energy, law of attraction, whatever the shit is, so long as it's in the frame of his will. Just for the record, moron, God doesn't exist. He's merely the cover story for why your new age methods don't work. Fucking laughable.
So I don't know whether it's country and I don't know whether it's John Fitz. I can't confirm this. One of them two told the police I was shouting that I had a bomb.
You want me to answer?
I mean, like, do you not think that's like the most ridiculous thing you've ever heard?
Can I answer now?
Yeah, sure.
I give you the floor, so can I get the floor now?
Oh, absolutely.
So this is the podcast he went on right after his event, and I think it's fair to say he managed to make himself look even dumber right here. Now listen to what he's about to say in response to one of his own fans committing a criminal offense against Sam Pepper.
Absolutely.
Drama in your life starts way before July 15th. You live your life through drama. You stream drama. You profit off of drama. Everything you do is for content. You're running away from the cops every day of your life. You're living in fear. You're getting in fights with your friends. You're getting in fist fights. You're getting slapped for people because that's the life you're choosing to live.
Yeah.
Gator.
So I have no doubt that the
you.
energy that you walk around with attracted itself to the venue. I'm not saying it was your fault. I'm not saying it was you. I'm not saying it was your audience. But the issue here isn't country. It isn't John Fitzpatrick. It's how you live your life as a person.
You're saying...
Did you catch that? Sam Pepper certainly did. According to Fousey, Sam Pepper is now at fault for the delinquent act of his own fucking fan. How? It's simple. Sam Pepper's energy is off, because he surrounds himself in drama, gets in fistfights with his friends, and runs from the cops. Now get this. In Fousey's mind, this renders him responsible for the wrongdoing of Fousey's own fan. This clip is probably the closest you will ever get to proof that Fousey never touched on the topic of moral philosophy in his life. Anyone who has even the slightest clue will object to this. Let me make this clear to you, Fousey. Nobody's responsible for another person's actions unless he explicitly solicited them or condoned them. Any other idea of blame is ludicrous. We couldn't speak, let alone act in any way if we followed your principle of black and white, positive and negative, love and hate. I've heard a lot of people try to argue the same way as you, but in a less severe way. Politicians, authors, and public speakers will repeatedly claim that someone is responsible for, let's say, a hate crime against Muslims because so-and-so criticized Islam. This way of viewing culpability is wrong because it denies that the offender has agency. If I criticize someone, that does not mean, unless I explicitly say so, that I think they should be physically harmed for it. It is therefore the person who committed the offense's fault if he was inspired by my criticism, since he himself, or she for all the feminist cunts watching, added that they should be physically punished for it. It's the same in this situation. Sam Pepper obviously didn't condone or ask for your fan calling in a fucking bomb threat against him. And how he acts on YouTube or anywhere else is irrelevant. If your fan thinks that it's justified to call in a bomb threat because Sam Pepper is being obnoxious on the internet, he's a fucking imbecile who can't reason better than yourself. This logic is crystal clear, and if you cannot see it, you're straight up dumb. And yes, I know he said, quote, "I'm not saying it's your fault, but don't worry, he makes it very simple for us in a couple of moments."
The police.
You manifested it into your life.
I manifested that one of your staff member
True.
would
Read
lie
the
to the
secret.
police and commit a criminal offense by
Read the secret.
providing...
Because you live your life that way every day.
How
God.
can you justify that?
When's the last time
So
you
when
were...
a school shooting happens, you say everyone that got shot in that school shooting, they manifested the fact that they were going to get
No,
shot.
no,
What
no.
a retarded
I didn't
way
say
of
that.
thinking.
And here he's caught himself in the obvious moral paradox his own idea created. No, I didn't say that. But Fousey, the energy of people is at least in your view partly responsible for how other people behave. So I'm afraid by your logic you're gonna have to say that the kids were in fact responsible. I mean, do you deny that maybe little John one day decided to call Tommy a bad name? This created a negative vibe, Fousey, which in turn draws more negativity to it. Read The Secret.
Don't use the word
You're
retarded
saying-
first
no,
off.
you're saying-
Yo,
are
the
you
truth
s-
hurts.
no,
And I said it with
how
love.
is that the
Because you're
truth? That's
pressed
the
as
truth.
shit
It's
right
so-
now.
Alright, look at this. This is fucking insanity. Either he can't read Sam Pepper at all, or he's just trying to cover up for the fact that he's been caught talking absolute shit by saying, haha, you pressed as shit right now, dog. Truth hurts, man. Fousey, this isn't the truth. And Sam Pepper is laughing his ass off right now. He's baffled by the babble of stupidity that just came out of your fucking mouth.
You're angry right now. You're shaking. You're shivering. There's water in your eyes.
What you're saying is actually insane.
Because the
Fousey.
truth fucking hurts, Sam, and I'm saying it with
doesn't
love.
hurt, it's comical.
When's the last time you were arrested? When's the last time you talked to a cop? When's the last time you got in a fight with you? No, but I was willing to make the most noise that anybody has ever heard, and guess what?
No, you
Now
didn't.
look what's happening.
You didn't make the most noise. You got Keemstar.
I just sat you in your place and told you how I feel about you, and you're literally aching in your seat.
I just sat you in your seat and told you, oh, shut up. I wonder what Adam is thinking right now. He's just sitting there vacantly gazing at his phone. He must be fucking humiliated for you.
No, I'm not aching. What you're saying is actually the dumbest shit I've ever heard.
Well, I told you how I feel,
completely
and I'm staring
deflected.
at you in the
No,
eye, telling you how I
deflected
feel.
what
No,
the
I
issue
didn't.
was. I said to you,
It's
one
your
of your
issues.
team member lied to the police and said I had a bomb so that I would get arrested and put in the back of a police car.
Damn, I wonder what happened last week. Well, you said you got arrested at VidCon. What about the trip you guys just went on? I watched that shit.
Yeah, at
you were getting
VidCon.
bitch slapped. You were getting in fights. You were
Yes.
cussing out with girls. You do this every day of your life, dog. You're
Thanks for
living for this
watching.
content. You're attracting this shit
Peppers
to
in the
you.
trap. What, do you not understand?
You ain't a man, dog. You're a
Wait,
little boy,
you-
especially how you're
you need to
reacting
watch-
to.
How do you expect them to react? Do you honestly think that if we put a supreme alpha male in front of you right now, he would do anything but cringe and laugh?
That's fine. I'm young at heart, man. I'm 24
And I
years old.
love you, and I'm saying this with love, but you're unable to listen. I listened to you the whole time, and I.
No, Yusuf. Objecting to what you're saying is not the same as being unable to listen. Sam has clearly understood your thoughts, but like he said, it's the dumbest shit he's ever heard. I love it how whenever you feel dominated, you immediately pander to the weak or respond to buzzwords such as positivity and love. Nobody gives a shit if you're saying it with love. Should I go to my neighbor and say, drink this wine, it'll turn into Jesus? And when he calls me a moron, I'll just respond with, hey, I'm saying this with love.
How I felt.
Yes, and what I was stating is like reality and facts. I told you what happened. This is your reply to that. Bro, if someone from my team lied and said that you had a bomb, bro, that's your fault because you vibed that. That's what you said to me, I swear. Like, I'm not taking that out of context. That's what you said.
Now listen.
I stand by every word that I said this whole time.
That's what he chooses to say? Look into his eyes. There must be some part of him that knows how overtly stupid what he had said was, and yet he chooses to say what he thinks sounds virtuous. I stand by every word, man. This is the type of shit you hear in all these motivational speeches, hence why he picked it. It's literally become his identity to say things like this.
And I still love you as a
No
brother.
one's
That's
gonna
the thing
take
with
you
me.
seriously, though, bro.
Watch.
You're
That's the
gonna
thing
take
with
you
me.
seriously, though, bro.
Watch.
You're a meme.
Watch.
You're
Fousey.
a meme,
I'm a
bro.
meme?
Yes.
Yo, you wanna bring hate into this? Since you fucking fell off of YouTube, how many fucking movies have I been in? My
mentor's Tyler Perry. I just crushed the fucking world on July 15th. I bought my mama a house, Sam. I bought myself a house. I bought myself a Ferrari.
The rest of the podcast is basically Fousey telling Sam how much he loves him,
Me.
And I still love you, and I can stare at you in the eye and say I love you.
that he's gonna join the army,
I think there's only one way to deal with this. Get Fousey in the RV.
No, stop. Stop, guys.
Yeah.
But no, I'm trying to be.
Spread love, dog.
I'm trying to.
something about going outside,
If you wanna talk outside without him,
and pretty much him trying to get to Sam by getting awkwardly close to his face.
I don't wanna do anything bad, and I'm trying to get to you.
The podcast basically ends with a bunch of hypocritical statements and ego outbursts, which again just adds to the hypocrisy.
I don't agree with anything you do, anything you stand by, how you live your life. We are not the same. I'm a fucking
That's
champion.
fine. No,
You're beta as fuck. I'm an alpha. I'm a lion.
Name.
Bella Hadid in my DM.
Yes.
Like so.
No one cares.
4 ghosts on YouTube.
Do you
Yo,
think Bella Hadid sitting at home like, damn, Fousey just shouted me out? No, she's like, that's a yikes from me, boys. That's fucking cringe. I'm out.
bro.
Unsend
Bro,
message on Instagram.
I hope in every single stream for the rest of your life, your audience reminds you how much of a bitch you look like tonight.
I'm sure they will. Thank you.
You little bitch. Count how many times I called him a bitch, flipped him off, told him he's a little sucker in real life, and he's a bitch who acts on the internet. And I'll give you guys, like, put up a thing. I'll throw a party in LA and throw a pizza party for you guys. I'll order that many pizzas in honor of this little bitch.
Please don't roast me about this in the chat forever.
Bro, your life is ruined after this,
Please,
little
guys.
bitch. Don't mess with somebody trying to spread positivity and love.
If you haven't come to realize this by now, Fousey's just one of many people comprising the narrative of our mainstream culture. Notice how almost every rapper and artist will tick almost all the boxes he ticks. They're religious, they believe you can do anything as long as you put your mind to it, and they think that if we all just abided by their glorious message of love, the world would be so much better. I criticize these people because these beliefs are damaging, and they're damaging because they're masqueraded as truth when they're in fact the opposite. I could go on and on about Fousey and sit here for several more hours editing clips for your entertainment, but my point needs to be made clear. We do not need more madmen like this teaching our children fucking bullshit. What we need is a dedication to truth, no matter where that leaves us politically, and this is the whole point of this channel, to expose each and every one of these lies.